Welcome to the first Talking Swish of 2022. I don't know about y'all, but I've been writing down the wrong year for the last couple days. Oh,
That's
it's
fair.
it's pretty bad. Somebody today actually wrote number 12. They just forgot it's January. They're
That's
like,
fine, man.
get the two out of here. But this is Talking Swish. This is Steven, Dewey, and Larry. Guys, how are we doing? Well, we're back. It's been a few weeks. We're here to.
Good, good, man. We got those giveaway Pokemon games out, our holiday Swish giveaway. We got that all
Mhm.
finished up. That was really cool. Then today we just started doing the stream from 10 to 5 as opposed to 11 to 4. So we're doing 7 hour streams every day now, Monday through Friday. And I think in the very near future here, I finally figured out how to get onto my personal Moto account. I figured out what the issue was with that. So I'm going to start doing challenges in the near future as well on my own personal account.
Awesome. That's gonna be sick. We'll definitely have to look forward to that. We're also touching other games. I know
Mm-hmm.
we've
We
all
are
been playing
indeed.
a lot of Civilization Six. At least the two of the three. All three of us has
Yep.
purchased it,
Yep.
Yeah, I've definitely purchased the game.
but that's
Dewey will get
okay.
sucked into it at some point when the whole chat's just playing Civ all the time. Eventually, he'll be like, whatever, I'll hop in for one.
All right, Dewey.
What? Playing it tomorrow or the next day?
I got. Listen, we should play a game. I'll let you take Gandhi.
So I do know at least somewhat of the memes of Civ, where Gandhi's like super passive, right? And
That's not six. I think that was 5 or 4. It was one of the older Civs. It's not in this particular one.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, he was so passive that it went into the negatives, and the computer didn't know how to register that, so it just automatically put him back to incredibly aggressive, and he just started nuking everybody in one of the
yeah,
games.
Yeah, it was awesome. But no, fun story for those that are listening that actually follow Civilization 6. I like that everybody calls it Civ, and I'm out here pronouncing the whole damn word.
Yeah,
we're formal with it.
Yeah, but anytime somebody's Gandhi, I don't care what I'm doing in the game. I could. So let's say all three of us, Dewey. I'm about to
Mm-hmm.
kill you. I got
Mm-hmm.
through your wall. You're like 2 hits away from me taking over your last city, and I'm gonna have you eliminated from the game. Steven just has a scout, comes into the area. I see him, and it's
Okay.
Gandhi. I'm no longer going to attack you. You are no longer the enemy. I am going to take all of my resources and turn them right over to Gandhi.
so
As,
funny.
yeah,
Yeah, he's not lying.
as our
How he
teammate.
plays the game for whatever reason. It's just Larry hates Gandhi for some reason. He hates
Why?
being.
Why do you hate Gandhi?
I don't like the peace.
Yeah.
Like anybody that is willing to starve themselves for others has issues, and I can't allow that kind of evil.
Stupid, bro. So
You
stupid.
actually hear yourself on a given day? Like, we've been apart for a little bit, so maybe it's because of my like being reintroduced to your insanity, but
Yeah, this is the toned down version. This is the 2022 Larry now.
it's new.
Yeah, we're
You.
new me. Um, we're gonna start streaming more though on my end. That's gonna be
Good.
fun.
Good.
No
Good
magic
year.
though. Magic sucks, so I'm gonna avoid streaming magic for right now.
Man, we got a
Man,
lot of games. There are a lot of games out there to be played right now,
like
man. With how much Civ we've been putting in lately, I've been putting Pokemon in the back burner, which almost makes me sad a little
yeah,
bit because
I
I'm
ain't,
excited to get more into that too.
ain't gonna
But
lie, Steven. You were in here. You were in the restroom or doing whatever you need to do.
uh,
Well, I was talking to Dewey. Man, magic feels like such a big task right now. Like it
sure.
feels like a legit work where I just dread doing it. So that's why I have been
Yeah, you probably
avoiding.
shouldn't. No reason to stream it if you're not going to have fun
Oh
doing it.
man, if I stream Magic, it's going to be a very miserable stream. I'm gonna be super quiet and annoyed. I was like, damn
Yeah,
it.
just play
I could
play
be
something else.
I
Yeah.
could be like 15 and 0 and I'd be just annoyed. I'm like, I'm gonna have to open chests or something to make me happy.
Yep.
Yeah, like I have thoroughly not been enjoying standard. It's miserable to me.
Yeah. Very, very not great again. Blue red is just the best.
Yeah.
And
So
Probably going to
That's
continue to be the best.
that's the funny thing. It's not even the formats. Like I really enjoy Modern as a format right now. I think Modern's
Yeah,
like still a great format. I even
yeah,
thought Legacy was fun when I played it.
yeah,
It's just Magic in general. Without I was talking to Dewey about this as well, but the elaborate on it. I don't have anything to like grind for.
Yeah, you need a goal.
I don't have anything like there's back when I was grinding and doing it like willingly. I had the Pro Tour I was like seeking for. Now there's no Pro Tour. There's no Players Championship for SCG. Energy has their thing, but they canceled their event, so I don't have that to really
yeah,
practice for. So what am I
yeah,
practicing for? Is practicing for the SCGs makes no sense. There's nothing really on the line. I'm only going to Indianapolis because it's Indianapolis for one, and two, it's a team tournament. I think team tournaments are super fun. I like
yep.
to even though I was the biggest anti-team tournament person, the more
Well,
I've played them, and I think it was the teammates I was teaming with.
Yeah, I mean, it helps when you have solid teams for sure.
Solid teams are
Um,
just some teams that you can have a good time with.
yeah,
Like when me, you,
both those things are very very crucial.
like
And
me,
yeah,
you and
I've
Noah,
played
I had a
against
great time.
it. Yep,
I
yep,
teamed with Dewey and Andrew. We had a great time. We had
you
some
yep.
guys.
good laughs out of it. We did well. Well, me and Andrew did well.
Mhm.
And then held the Iowa tournament. We had some good laughs. We got to watch some crazy stuff happen. We got to see
Yep.
James got top decked, which is always a glory of mine.
Yeah, I think that at the end of the day, for any team tournament, obviously we're talking about it's always a great time. As long as you have a good team to go in with.
Yep.
I could not ever rejoin a team that is just so serious. Like, I mean, I take the game seriously. I don't want to.
Sure.
I'm obviously like not on the other side of it either, where I don't want to be a part of a team that doesn't care at all. Um, but if a team just goes in there and anything happens at all, and it's the end of the day, it's just such a bummer to be around them.
Oh, I know. And that's the thing. There was one team tournament where I had a good time, and that's when
Hmm.
I teamed with Ray and our other buddy Jared. It was the first weekend Hogak was out.
Hmm.
People played Hogak that weekend. Spoiler. Sorry, I
Yeah,
know I didn't leave the anticipation in the room. But I was still playing Blue Red Phoenix.
Hmm.
And I had a decent, like, I drew with Hogak every time I played. I had a decent plan, but it wasn't. Yeah, I had no idea the deck exists. I just
Right.
had a lot of graveyard interaction because of Dredge. I don't know if you guys ever played Blue Red Phoenix, but the Dredge Blue Red Phoenix match, it was very close at that time, yada yada.
Okay.
Don't need to take a deep dive into the format. But we were doing a team tournament, and I played not Eldrazi Tron, but Tron probably like 5 or 6 times in that 8-9 round tournament. And
Oh,
you want to talk
this
about a
is
matchup that was
main
horrendous?
deck relics, right?
You said what?
This is when they were playing a bunch of main deck relics,
It
right?
didn't no matter if they played relics or not. That matchup was horrendous.
Hmm.
yeah.
You just didn't do it.
Yeah,
Like
you.
people kept, I don't know what got through people's head that Blue Red Phoenix always had like triple bird on turn 2 or 3. I don't know where
Oh,
the hell that logic came from, but I could count on one hand how many times I've done that.
mm,
Like,
It's about as often as Hammer kills on turn two.
yeah,
yep.
Hammer probably kills on turn 2 more than that shit happened because that takes a lot of sequencing.
It's possible. I think I've killed so far out of well now I've done three different streams of Hammer. So I went 6-4, 6-4, 9-1. I think I've turned to somebody in one game of all the matches that I've played. So we played 30 matches and I turned to somebody in one game. So it's pretty unlikely.
Okay, hold on. Did you always go for it?
If I had it, I went for it. Yeah,
Okay, because
yeah.
that's
If
a
I had
rule.
the
You
turn
have to
two,
go
if I
for
had
it
the
game
frickin'
one.
turn two, man, I went for it.
Yeah.
Believe me, it's very rare that you have it. So
Yeah, I feel like game one especially, you always go for it. Be like, you ain't got it. And if
well,
they
especially
got,
because the builds I've been playing too are the Brent and Forge Tender builds. So sometimes, well, I guess if you play Forge Tender on one, you're probably not killing on turn two because you can't equip both hammers on turn two. You have to have like the Ornithopter. But part of the reason I'm not doing it on turn two as often is because I'm not playing the Mendmite build, which makes it less likely. So,
mm-hmm,
but
that makes sense.
yeah.
Yeah. So, mentioning a hammer, we were all going to take part of that NRG event, but they unfortunately canceled for their personal reasons, with everything
Yeah.
going on.
Yep.
And Chicago was hit, and currently is hit very, very hard. So,
Yep, and I get it. It was right after the holiday season. A lot of people were doing traveling for the holidays. It was just like
Yeah.
a bunch of things happening all at the same time. And I was actually going to play Hammer in the modern seat. That's why I was actually asking you, Steven, if you were going to stream it at all,
Yep.
because I wanted to like get ready for the event.
Yeah, and that's why I started streaming it, and I've been kind of enjoying it. I think the archetype is out of the different iterations of it are kind of interesting to me. So I've been just kind of playing the different builds, and
I saw
I'll
that.
probably try the Will Kruger build here pretty soon too. Just the
Hmm.
mono white, like balls for the walls, 4 Memnite, 4 Springleaf Drum. Just very all his build is very all in. Like it is
he just
just
top 4 again, didn't he? Or top 2?
he got fourth, and then the black white version that I played today got fifth, and then there was a green white version that got sixth
Okay.
in the one this weekend, and then obviously the one I was playing before was the blue white build that got first in one of the challenges, like the day after Christmas or whatever, and then he got 17th the Sunday after that, so he got like first into 17th. So that blue white build was pretty cool, the non-Luris companion build. There are a lot of cool ways to build the hammer deck right now, but all of them felt pretty medium against Death Shadow, the Grixis Shadow deck. So,
A lot of
if you're expecting a
removal.
lot of Shadow, you may want to consider playing something else, or maybe I'm sure my game plan is not correct because I'm like 0-5 against the deck. To be fair, some of my game ones have been ridiculous. Like one of my games, I had my opponent dead, and they had to hit Ornithopter off of Ragavan, and they hit an Ornithopter to not be dead, and it was like the second copy of Ornithopter too, so it was like a
Gosh.
3 in 45 chance or whatever. But it's just, dude, dress down is just so freaking good, man. Like all your pro black, pro red stuff just doesn't have, like, just nothing has text. Like none of your creatures have any text. So it's just,
Hmm.
when I'm playing the sword versions, they lose the pro. Like just so gross.
Yeah, that is very brutal. I can imagine, and they're just like a removal dot deck in addition to the dress
Yep.
downs.
Yep.
And was Death Shadow your front runner for the tournament if we were actually still going?
Well, either that or elementals. Yeah, either
Yeah,
that or elementals.
those are probably your top two
Honestly,
decks.
it may have been it. Well, I guess we had Dewey to get cards from too, so maybe I would have just asked Dewey for Shadow. But Nate plays Shadow now, so I
Gotcha.
wouldn't have been able to get Shadow from him because he was playing it. But
Hmm.
Yeah, I think I own most of Shadow. If I had some heads up, I could probably put it together.
yeah.
Makes sense. And,
But here we are.
and Dewey, you were going to be on the amulet, I'm assuming.
Yeah, the deck's just been doing very well for me overall, so there's just
Yep,
no
play
reason.
was doing well. I wanted to play an aggressive deck that could win very fast randomly, and that's why I was going to go with Hammer.
That
Because
makes
I
sense.
don't, I want to. I'm not really like in the mood. Like I said, Magic feels like work, and if I'm going to do it, I want it to be either over fast, whether I win or lose. So
That's very reasonable, mine, because when you're in those kind of things, just get it over with. Where, like, sometimes I just want a giant slog fest because I enjoy what I'm doing, and I'll just pick the most miserable deck that I've got to slog through every single minute.
oh yeah, y'all would have known if I didn't do well at the tournament. They'd be like, "Oh, where's he at? Oh, he's doing chocolate cake shake shots down at Portillo's."
Jesus Christ, it's funny, man.
I'm
Yeah, there's
just
actually a
Portillo's right by Nina's place.
yeah.
Oh, that
There's
place is
a
great.
there's a there's a deck I've run into a couple times on stream now that looks pretty interesting. I don't know if it probably is top eight in one of the challenges or something because it's been fairly popular. But there's like a red white prowess deck that's playing
Clever
basically
Luminancer.
all the what'd you say?
Is it playing Clever Luminancer?
No, actually. So
Hmm.
it's the typical red stuff,
Okay.
and it plays prismatic ending, which is really good against
Sure.
all the like random protection from red stuff in the format. And then they're playing Reckless Impulse, which is the new 2 mana spell out of Crimson Vow that basically does what Light Up the Stage does. It exiles the top two, and you can play them until until the next turn. So it's like an 8 light up the stage deck. It has 4 lights and 4 of this card, I assume, and then just like it's got. And there was even a version I ran into that was like splashing blue as well for iterations, just like the normal burn stuff, and then a lot of value as well. So it's like it's kind of cool, but I got pretty bodied by that in the last league, and I like played Forge Tender into the 2/2 with Pro Red and just got destroyed by this guy. It was pretty annoying.
Yeah, that sounds like a cool deck right there. There's a deck you need to stream.
I probably will at some
Something
point.
cool
I'm
like
pretty
that,
pretty
I'm
interested in
always
playing
in
that deck.
for.
What
Yeah.
was that?
I guess that deck's just a really good meta call right now too, on top of being a new deck.
Yeah,
And those new decks that hit hard, it's kind of like the Atarka Red like mindset, right?
yeah,
You'll go underneath and catch people off guard. And
yeah.
when you play leagues or you play challenges, there's not open deck lists, so you can actually hit people out of nowhere. But we're talking about the NRG. We do need to take a second to talk about that they still got their Players Championship going on, I believe.
They do. They do indeed.
And we have Daniel Warden in there still,
Yep.
who is a
Very
fellow
exciting.
Swish Gaming member. We're going to be wishing him the best of luck. I'll definitely be watching this weekend because regardless if I'm going or not, I still got the weekend off.
When does he play? When is that happening? And they're
Friday,
gonna
Friday, so it starts
Friday.
right.
You said? Are
Yep,
they gonna be like doing that live or whatever?
yep. It's going to be streamed on Energy's channel, to my
Okay. Maybe we
knowledge.
should do like a watch party or something instead
Ooh.
of me streaming that day. Just put him on and all watch that event or
Oh, I'll
something.
jump on with you. I'll jump
Yeah,
on and
yeah.
watch.
That should. Yeah, if that's Friday, that should probably be what we do.
You should
Friday.
send Max an email, be like if it's okay that we share like and do that kind of
Yeah,
thing with their. I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
think he'll have an
I will do
issue.
that. That's something we should coordinate, though.
Yeah, I don't think he'll have an issue with it, but out of respect for energy and all everything they
Yeah,
do,
yeah.
I'd like to make sure. So I would just like reach out to Max,
Cool.
double check with him. But no, I think that would definitely be fun. I definitely want to support our man Dan.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
I'm not gonna talk about it. I guess we could. I don't know if Declan system is, so I'm not gonna talk about any of the stuff he's been talking about in our chats and stuff.
Yeah, good to keep that.
We'll talk about that when we're on the watch party because all the players are gonna have open deck
Yeah,
lists.
yeah,
Uh, I just really hope he does well. I drafted him, so of course I want him to do well.
yeah.
But no, Energy definitely support them. Even though they're not running an event, definitely look out for future events. They got some coming up in February, March, and they did say that they're rescheduling. This isn't a cancellation, so that's an
Yeah,
upside.
not a ton.
And they also announced that they have quarter 2 and 3, where they're going to be running events in other places, including Detroit and Minneapolis, which are 2 new markets for them.
Yeah, I'm very excited about
Um,
that. Like just the communication that Energy's been having compared to some of the event organizers has been pretty big.
yeah. Regardless, because I have noticed that Max was getting some bad feed from people to his personal like social media accounts and things like that. It ain't even necessary, people. Come on,
Hmm.
come on. Like that's just
And
silly.
it's something that I encounter too with, when you have your social media and it's your personal social media,
Mm-hmm.
and you do some business related stuff there, but at the end of the day, it's still your personal social media.
Yep.
People will reach out to me and you try to take it within reason. Obviously you
Of
do help
course.
people, you take care of some of the stuff,
Yep.
but when it becomes excessive, it can get pretty bad.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I'll agree. Like I said, Max has always been a super cool dude. When I hurt myself prior to the last event, he made sure, even though they kind of trolled us in the team tournament, they trolled us pretty good. Um, they did get me assigned seating, even though he's like, "All right, assigned seating, but you got to move over there for deck building. All right, here's your assigned seat. We promise. Go to the feature match area."
That was really funny. That was absolutely hilarious.
I know it wasn't intentional, but in my mind,
No,
I like to think it was, and I like to think it was a troll.
it was certainly funny. It
Oh
was
yeah.
certainly funny. But we greatly appreciate having the feature match.
Hmm.
Thank you, Max, for giving us that, and NRG for putting us on and
Oh
stuff.
yeah,
And we won that match, which was really sweet.
Yep, he gave me a feature match both days. It was nice.
Yeah, and then I got a feature match at the last modern one or whatever against the black green Yawgmoth player who ended up getting ninth,
And
I believe. So yeah, that was really cool. Really appreciate the feature matches, and hopefully in the near future we can get some more features. Actually, in a top 8 or something would be nice. But
Hey, only time will tell. But it
yeah,
does.
gotta get the events first.
Zach, one of our very loyal subscribers on the channel, and a good friend of ours, let us know that the next one is actually going to be a limited event in February, so that should be fun. And that is Kamigawa.
I believe it is. Yes.
I love Ninjutsu, so I'm very excited. That's probably one of my favorite mechanics. It's
really.
Oh, I love Ninjutsu, man.
Very
I have a whole EDH deck with just Ninjutsu stuff. Have you ever Ninjutsu the Age of Treachery? Oh.
Yeah. Why that surprises me that Ninjutsu's your favorite mechanic out of all the mechanics?
No, one of my favorite. It ain't my favorite. No, that doesn't say Dredge now. Come on.
No.
Come on. Which is so funny. Thing aside, I find it so amusing how whenever people talk to me, they like put me right on Dredge, where Dredge wasn't actually like a deck I've played for a very long time by any stretch.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, but
it's not always about the deck that you play; it's about the deck that they recognize and learn.
Yeah, they all talk to me like Larry would love looting. I was like, I don't know, I've never played Dredge with looting. I suppose I like it. I probably won't say no, but it isn't the enablers that's making the deck bad right now. It's all the fucking hate. Like, the hate's not going to go anywhere. If anything, the hate's going to increase.
Yep.
That's not helping me out at all. Actually, looting hurts me worse.
And everybody's just going to be gunning for you more.
Yeah, like, I don't feel like my luck, Ricochet Trap will come back. And you want to talk about a card that's hard to beat? Ricochet Trap. It's probably like my #1 card I hate the most. Card is so annoying. You don't understand, Dewey, what it's like to play against hate. Amuletine has no hate.
0 hate.
0. Big 0. But one good thing that we ended up doing is we're going to get some snow. I don't know if anybody...
Snow.
You guys been talking about how you guys been getting, and I've been getting like such a light amount.
Yeah, I know. You're not getting any from this really either, I don't think.
Be jealous. We're about to get like 4 to 10 inches, I guess, is the projected tomorrow in that range.
Yep.
That's gonna be a good time. I'm really looking forward to it.
I can tell.
Julie's so hopeful that she won't have school tomorrow.
There ain't no way. Yo, I'm willing to put that money on right now.
When that timing is legit perfect for getting a snow day.
Oh, right after you go back?
Right at 4 a.m. goes to 7 a.m. It's like they have no time to clean it up at all.
Nope.
Yeah, it's just like absolutely perfect time.
I hope they added it back on at the end of the school year, though.
Well, a lot of times now they just do. They can just do remote, right?
Yeah, they can.
Capability has increased so much for that, so they just don't even care anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess snow days don't matter too much.
Not as bad, yeah. I guess.
I might take a snow day tomorrow. Screw it.
Seems reasonable.
Yeah, well, sorry, boss, can't come in.
My job's a little weird though, because I do drive a truck. So it depends on how much they want us to go out.
Sure.
You know, they leave it up to us.
Oh, do they? Okay, that's nice.
They say like if you want to cancel your deliveries today, go for it. But if you want to go out there, good luck.
That's really cool, dude. That's actually awesome that they let you make the call.
It's all good depending on what it looks like in the morning, because I'm gonna go to try to start my car.
I can't wait. Yeah, you're just gonna I just expect a message from Larry in the morning. It's just like, F this. I'm going back to sleep.
Well, I also got to drive into Lansing to go to work because I'm helping out the Lansing market right now.
Yeah, that sounds really awful.
Yeah.
I am very fortunate where I can work from home anytime I want.
Same at the moment with the streaming. So.
Yeah. Poor Steven. Poor Steven might have a snow day.
I'll still be working all 7 hours tomorrow.
Only 7? I thought you were upping it to 13. You weren't.
13.
Not yet.
That would have been a hell of a
That'll
jump.
be the Triskaidekaphobia stream.
That'd be pretty funny.
Triskaideka
That's
stream.
every Friday the 13th. You should do a 13-hour
That'd be
stream.
pretty funny, actually.
That's a
that
good
would be
theme.
cool. Triskaidekaphobia stream, a 13-hour stream, and just all Triskaideka nonsense decks.
I love how they always try to push that on us, but it's never good.
Yeah, it's always funny though. To be fair, the blue rare was pretty good and limited. The one that could draw cards or whatever, and then if you had 13 cards in your hand, you won the game. But it was just basically an Azure Mage that
So,
it just had a I win button on it.
so you're saying drawing cards wins you games are limited?
It sure does. It's pretty
Write
sick.
this
I think
down,
most really
kids.
want it to be good though. I think they like the idea of it being kind of like a subpar thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just kind of funny, right?
Not every card's gonna be playable. Oh, trust and
Yeah.
believe. I've drafted the black one very heavily.
The O13,
Yeah, like was it the?
that one was okay and limited too. I think.
I'm trying to remember what the
remember.
texts were on that.
I think
It's been so
switch,
fucking
you
long.
switch its
Yeah.
toughness and your life total, I believe, when you tap it. You can like
And-
tap and exchange.
And then if it was like exactly yada yada, like some
I-
nonsense.
I can't even remember if the
It's
I'm
been a
thinking of it,
minute.
the tree. I don't even remember how that one worked 100%. I think it's Tree of Redemption is the front half of it. I'm gonna look it up now because I'm curious.
That's
Now that we're
fair.
talking about it. Tree.
But while you're doing that, I'm gonna
Yeah.
try to hit a nice little transition button at the same time. The first thing we're gonna be actually talking about today is we are going to actually be discontinuing this as a live weekly thing here for Talking Swish. Don't mean it's ending. It means that we're not going to be doing it live every week. We're still going to do special live editions, but those are going to be like the big episodes. Like we're going to be doing a Death Nut challenge very shortly. For those that don't know what the Death Nut challenge is, you can go back. Don't watch Dewey's one chip challenge. Weak. We need Steven's pure reaction. That's where that's where the money's at. And so
Fair. We probably should, what we should do for me next time if we do anything with a hot challenge is I have to do something else while I'm doing it.
you should have to rub the dust in your eyes.
That's just. I'm pretty sure there's an amendment against that.
What amendment is that?
Against cruel and unusual punishment?
Oh, I don't listen to none of those. Those don't matter to me.
No.
This is
No.
Larry's America. We threw those out.
We get rid of them. We don't care about them.
We don't care about them. You have the right to burn dies.
All right, are people ready for Tree of Redemption and Tree of Perdition's text?
Oh yeah.
Ready.
Okay, so Tree of Redemption was like the OG 4-mana O13
Mhm.
defender, and then you could tap it to exchange your life total with Tree of Redemption's toughness. So that's what the OG one out of Innistrad did. This one didn't actually just like win you the game. There's some cool combos with it, but that one didn't like win the game.
Yeah.
And then there was Tree of Perdition, which was in Eldritch Moon.
Yep,
which
this
is
one
an
I was thinking of.
013 which is 013 3 generic and a black instead of a green. Also a defender, and then you could tap to exchange target opponent's life total with its toughness. So instead of your own, you like swap your opponent's. Really weird cards, man.
Yeah, those kind of cards are just funny.
Yeah.
There's
It's the same designer that's in these sets that make it pop up.
no,
What was that doing?
I'm curious if it's the same designer that's popping up in these sets that do it, because everybody like the designers carry themes with them from set to set.
Oh, do they?
Mm-hmm.
That's very interesting. I did not know that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I somehow stumbled on one of the designers' TikTok, and he's talking to me about, or he's posting videos about like first card made, talking about how this came to be, and like themes that they would like to have, and they put forth, and then they try to recur it. Like the recruiter theme, that's something that he's pushing for. Where Imperial Recruiter came out, and then he was part of the team that did the guard or was aware of it, and then they did the blue one, the Spell Seeker, which isn't quite a recruiter but kind of is.
Yeah, no. Huh.
And now they're pushing for a green one and a black one. So
Very cool.
no, that's sick. No, I like themes, even if they're bad. you know.
Yep.
That's why
Yeah.
I get mad when they have like themes or cycles. Worse is cycles when they don't finish them. Like the triumphs not being finished is so annoying to me. I just hate it.
The triumphs aren't finished.
There's not an Esper one. There's not a.
Oh.
Yeah, he's saying not every single
Yeah.
Yeah.
triple color combination has a triumph yet.
Yep. And I also hate how there's only Euro and Croxa.
Yep,
Yeah.
I didn't like that either. I thought that was really
That
poor.
knowledge me to no end, to be honest.
That,
Because
that was very poor. Very, very poor.
Yeah, like-
especially with how powerful they were. Like,
Mm-hmm.
at like all the, all the color combinations.
Yeah, what is that, enemy
What
or ally?
What was also weird about it is black and red are friendly colors and blue and green are enemy colors, right? So that doesn't even make any sense either. The
Are
fact
they?
that one of them
they're coming up with the design for those cards, and that's what caused it.
I see.
They came up with the concept for the red-black one and the blue-green one without a problem, but then they couldn't figure out what to do for the other ones.
And so they just didn't
No.
do anything.
Blue, green, and black, red, those are usually in the same guild, like, cycle, right? Aren't
What's
those are in the same, like, side of the guilds, right? That would usually come in together? No? I thought that's how,
You can always easily do it by thinking about the fetches. If the fetches match up, then you know that they come out at the same
That's
time.
fair enough. Yeah, maybe I'm just, like, blending guilds and, allegiance together too much. That's probably what I'm doing right now, because they all blend together.
Typically, enemies come together, like enemy pairs, and then friendly pairs come together. So,
Right.
like, in core sets, we saw, like, the check lands, like Dragon Skull Summit, Glacial Fortress.
Yeah. Yep,
Funhouse
you're right.
Grove.
Now that the
That's-
more I'm thinking about it, the more it's
Yeah.
like coming back. Like guilds,
Yeah,
guilds and
so
stuff was just too
Euro-
long ago now.
Euro and Croxa from a like just flavor like
Mm.
design standpoint really didn't make any sense. And then
Yeah.
they also just didn't complete any cycle at all. So not only is there a friendly and an enemy, then they just didn't complete it. Which I guess when you have one friendly, one enemy, they would have had to do literally 10 of them to complete that cycle. So whatever. But yeah, I would have liked to see more of them as well.
Yeah. So
Whatever.
the reason I thought Rakdos was same as Simic is because when Allegiance came out, when Simic was like one of the like guilds, I played Rakdos Burning that opening weekend.
Oh sure. Yeah.
I think that's what was triggering it for me.
That's fair. That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, everything. We're doing all those events and like every sets coming out nonstop. Things just blend. But yeah, the
Yeah.
fetches thing does make a lot of sense. Like it's a good way to just be able to remember it quick because you know Zendikar and Khans or Onslaught if you want to go with the OG.
The enemies
Yeah.
and the eyes, but usually people remember.
Yeah, I don't have a magic card in front of me to pull and look at the back of it real quick and be like, all right,
Yeah.
who's friendly?
Yep.
But no, to backtrack to what we were originally saying, what I was originally saying. We're gonna not be doing this live going forward. We are going to be. This episode is going to be back on Spotify. All of the various ones you can find it at Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, all that kind of stuff. So we're gonna be back on there, and that's gonna be every Friday. Is going to be the load date. Our good buddy Nate is working on a new jingle for us that's going to include our man Dewey.
That's awesome.
I'm also working on a few things myself to try to like stand everything out a little bit more, have a little good flow when people are listening. You're gonna see anybody that's listening on the Spotify and all that. They're gonna see the improvements every week. We're gonna be working hard on it. In addition to that, I'm going to try to get a nice little intro video made up for Steven's streams every day. That way he can have like a little video playing at the very beginning of his day.
Cool. That sounds really nice.
Yep.
Really fun. Really nice.
Slowly working on it. We're going to get there. But with this podcast, we had a hell of a year. 2021 is come and gone. I
Yep.
just wanted to reflect on it. No personal reflections. We definitely don't need to talk about anything personal that happened in 2021. But let's just talk about Magic, podcast, gaming in general. So, Steven,
Yeah.
let's start with Magic in general. That's the
Okay.
game. That's our primary game. That's
Yeah,
everyone's.
yeah, for sure.
Probably most people that listen. That's their primary game. I'm gonna
Yep.
ask this question for all of us, and I'll start with Steven for this one. What has been the thing you liked the most that came out of Magic this year?
Hmm. What did I like most that came out of Magic this year? Yorion got printed this year, right?
No, that was 2020.
Yeah,
Was
that
that
was
2020? Good Lord, man.
Mine
You
was
get
gonna
a
be
lot.
Yorion
there's
rotated. What's
320.
the odds?
I don't fault you.
Yeah, yeah, they do kind of blend together. Okay. Hmm,
I fault you.
that's fair. Um, let's see. I guess I guess one of my, I guess I'll start with the getting top 16 at another invitational was a really awesome thing. That's that was pretty exciting relating to Magic, I guess. So that's something that I look back on this year that I'm happy about and pleased with Magic.
Mm-hmm.
As far as the game itself goes, Modern Horizons 2 had a lot of really broken cards in it, but the format itself, I think, got way better when that set got introduced into the format. And although there are a lot of crazy powerful cards, I think the formats was really fun when it got introduced, and it's still quite fun now.
Mm-hmm.
So I was really pleased with Modern Horizons 2, despite some of the cards. I mean, honestly, a lot of the cards are a little bonkers on power level, which is whatever. But it made the format a lot different and a lot more interesting, in my opinion, than it was before. There was like a period of Modern there where I just had zero interest in Modern at
Hmm.
all. Everybody was just playing land decks. Just what flavor of Field of the Dead deck are you going to play this week? And it was just awful. It just made me sick, to be completely honest. And then the fetchable blue land that could put instants on top of your deck or whatever. I forget the
Mystic
Sanctuary, right?
Sanctuary.
Mystic Sanctuary.
Yeah, the card we all miss.
Just yeah, it was just literally the format was just like defined by the lands. It's like give me a break, man. I thought that stuff was dumb enough in standard. Like land decks are fine, don't get me wrong, but when they're like clearly like the best deck, and then just every single deck is like building around these stupid. I just thought it was really lame.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm happy. I'm very happy that they did away with those stupid cards like Euro and Field of the Dead, stuff like that, and then you know we got Modern Horizons 2, and Modern is just in a completely different place now than it was, for the past couple of years. So I guess Modern Horizons 2 would be where I'd say, again, really powerful stuff. I'm not even saying that some of that stuff won't get removed from Modern at some point, but I think it definitely brought life into Modern for me. It made me a lot more interested in Modern again, that set. So.
Okay, Dewey, what? Same question.
I guess as far as personal achievement, getting to go to the Magic Pro Tour or the Championship or whatever for the first time
Mm-hmm.
after a lot of near misses, being in top eights, being in finals, and finally breaking through to get to go. That was really cool. Even though it was very bittersweet missing the prior one before the pandemic, that was the last in-person one. Um,
Mhm.
being in finals in game three and losing because my opponent ran three cyborg cards and hit all three of them. Um, so that was a really cool thing to do. And then um, it's awkward for me. Like, my favorite format is modern, so I definitely agree with Steven that Modern Horizons 2 has just made the format really fun to play.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but it's awkward right now because other formats just feel kind of miserable, um, to an extent. So, like, it feels like Wizards has this, like, terrible split where some things that they're doing is, like, top notch. It's great. It's wonderful. Whoever that designer is, they need to just keep them at the top here because then we have like the opposite side of it where we're getting things that are like um, worse than ever before. But that's just me going on a tangent. the thing that I've enjoyed the most, I guess, out of it is even though we're still going through a pandemic, we're still going through all these struggles, we're seeing Magic be more accessible
Yeah.
than ever before, which is really cool. I really appreciate that. Um, Obviously, there's the flip side of that of what it's coming at a cost of. That's, I won't go into that, but I do appreciate just how many people are playing Magic. I'm talking to people that I wouldn't think they would ever play Magic, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I downloaded the game and it's sweet," and I'm like, "Awesome!" Well, I'm excited you're playing this. And I'm excited to see where that's gonna go. I'm hoping it's gonna go in a very positive direction, but only time will tell. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
No, most definitely. Um, I know one of my best moments for 2021 was watching Steven loses winning in for the NV.
Nice.
That was number two. Number one was watching James forget what Teferi did. Um,
God, dude.
James James holding a Boros charm when he had lethal was
Oh.
that was the one of my proudest moments.
Have we told that story
Oh, you know
yet?
what? We gotta talk. That was like the
Just,
story.
just, just very, just, we're just going to do the basics. We're not going into full details. James got totally tased, as he always does when I'm involved. But basically,
You
uh,
shouldn't have played.
he,
That's the gist of it.
he attacked with a Swift spear, and obviously it's a 1/2, and I'm at 6, and he has 2 mana open and a Boros Charm in hand, and he tries to Boros Charm me in combat, and I'm like, you can't do that. Teferi is in play. You can't cast things at instant speed. So he doesn't get his prowess trigger. He gets me to 5, and I have an Omnath in play. And then next turn I go fetch land, gain 4, and then was about to fetch on his upkeep, and he just conceded. It's just the classic gain 7, and you can't even skull crack me because you can't play instants. So,
casual,
oh boy.
Uh,
casual amount of life, not a big deal.
Yeah, just a good old gain 7. It's coming next turn too.
yeah,
He's gonna play a fetch and get a healing cell.
SCG Con OP. We'll have more coming. We'll talk about that when we were talking about 2022. But no,
Yep.
all jokes aside, for Magic wise, I just really enjoyed like the content creation side of it. You know,
Yeah.
getting out of the realm of like being on the road every weekend nonstop and actually be still doing our Magic thing or our gaming thing, I should say, but out at and leave the comfort of our homes to an extent.
Yep. Yep.
It's been nice. And also with 2021, things are starting to, at the time, starting to open back up. They still are opening back up here and there.
You're
Things
right.
are starting to slowly, like, get to some sense. Children are able to get vaccinated. We'll eventually get to the point where we won't be 100% clear, but we'll be able to enter life a little bit back to the somewhat of the norm. Well, of the new
Yeah.
norm. The new
Yeah.
normal
Yeah.
is the best way to say it. And with that, I do expect that we're going to have more events. And the fact that we got to jump back into it, Steven, with a team
Mhm.
tournament. And that's what really got me into like this team tournament kick was that first Iowa tournament. When
That was a lot of fun.
me, you and James, we had a blast. Super
We
fun
did.
time. It's always fun to do trips with people that you enjoy being around, even if it was including James, and even if
Yep.
it was driving through Iowa. Ooh,
Yep.
ooh, buddy. Talk about a dreadful drive. For anybody that wants a boring drive that will make you want to just jump headfirst out the window, take you to Iowa.
I'm pretty
Ooh,
sure I drove through Iowa for the majority of my Kansas tournament a
Makes
long time
sense. Yeah.
ago,
you
and
probably
it is
did.
boring drive.
Oh, it was so boring.
The Plain States, man.
Mhm.
I'm flying to Iowa next time. I don't give a damn if it said $600. Worth it. Worth. What's the price? $200? Worth it. I don't even
Ooh.
care. But no, and I do think 2021 has a lot of cool things attached to it. Like the NRG series came back, which was awesome.
Yeah.
It was nice to have an actual tournament with some structure that you actually can grind towards something again.
Yep.
Which obviously that's what I'm missing. I need to have that grind factor. And I don't know if energy is going to be enough. There's
Yeah.
just with only one circuit that their events are very limited.
Hmm.
Um,
Sure.
so it still ain't going to have the same feel as like grinding for a pro tour or whatnot.
Mm.
And I don't know how Magic's going to be for me without that kind of thing. But
Hmm.
2021 at the end of it, we had a bunch of like the energy events, which was awesome.
Yep.
And Magic and gaming and stuff really helped take reflection like off of everything that goes on in personal life, and you're able to escape a little bit.
Right.
Hopefully, I can get back into where Magic's gonna be more entertaining again. But as of right now, as I mentioned, towards the end of 2021, Magic has become more work. But
Hmm.
hopefully, 2022 is going to open up a whole new door.
Yep.
Only time will tell. But
Yep.
now we've talked about 2021 the good. Let's talk about anything like magic wise, gaming wise, anything of that nature that we thought was actually bad. Dewey, you could start this time.
I mean, I guess that's good because it's the other side of what um, I was talking about, where it's like it's more accessible than it's ever before. But the detriment of this is that we're seeing organizations give up a lot of what we enjoy. And I'm going to put a bullseye right on WotC because they have more profits than ever before, higher
Mm-hmm.
sales than ever before, wider reach than ever before. It's just anything you've ever wanted to out of a company. And it seems like instead of reinvesting that in the players, in the group, the people that make it possible, um, they're going the exact opposite route. Like they're pulling away from it. And like I'm gonna rant just a tiny bit about this because
Go ahead.
it's like the basics of what I learned in any kind of business is gonna teach you. It's like you don't throw away what made you great. You don't throw away the things that built you up to where you're at now in lieu of profits because it's such a short sight. Um, and I know that profits have to come from somewhere, and they are important, obviously, because you have to
Mm-hmm.
make sure you're making more money than ever. And
Mm-hmm.
this massive push that they're doing and the things that they're pulling away from people, it just seems to keep happening more and more and more. So, like, at what point, well, we're at that point where a lot of players are saying enough is enough. I know. Um, and they're going to keep saying it if it keeps going down this track and we don't see improvement.
Mhm.
So, I really hope that that we're wrong about a lot of things because I mean I obviously was in the no, it's going to be okay, it's going to be fine, things are going to work out. I'm definitely in that boat because I still do really believe that things should be fine. I think that they will go back to the way I want them to go.
Yeah.
But if Wizards really doesn't pick up what they're doing and start taking care of their players, it's gonna get worse. Because we have some high end pros leaving, and it's not just Wizards too. Like, look at what just the announcement today. We have Patrick Sullivan and Cedric leaving the SEG and what they're doing, and that the events are changing. From what we're used to. We like having those championships to push for, and now we're going to go to where it's just a GP or a con. And it's great that it's a 3-day event now, which is really cool, right? Like you get to go there 3 full days of events, tournaments back to back. It's packed. But why can't we have that and the championship? Like, I don't understand why they had to remove that in order to make this happen. If you're doing better than you ever before in all these different aspects, why can't we have both? You get to reward everyone for doing it, and then it just improves it and grows everything more. So, like, I don't know. That part just bothers me to no end. But
All right, I'm gonna have a pause really quick. I just got a quick. I don't know. I haven't followed anything for today. What happened with Cedric Phillips and Patrick
I
Sullivan?
haven't heard about this either.
Yeah,
they, I'm kind of a little late because normally I'm the guy that's.
come on, Dewey. This is your job.
So they both made the announcement today that they are both no longer with SCG and in their official capacity. Cedric is not a employee or a contractor, and I believe Patrick will be a contractor on occasion. Let me pull up the official.
That makes
Um,
sense why Cedric Phillips posted a meme today that said Cedric Phillips is all elite in
yeah,
reference to AEW.
Oh, that's funny,
I
man.
was wondering what that. I was like, that was so random. That makes a
yeah,
lot more sense because like WWE release sends like a bunch of releases, yada yada.
yeah. He has a very long post about it, so there's more to it. But he's resigned from his online content coordinator and lead broadcaster for SCG Tour. The company's going to be going in a different direction. Um, and the coverage of events as a whole will not be what we used to see. Um, but he has a very long post about it, and I recommend people read it if they want to get a much better insight about what's going on. So
What a shame. It's a big shame. I really, really loved listening to those two.
they're so good. They're
Yeah,
so good.
yeah, really,
Cedric
really,
is
really good
just so,
pair.
Cedric's just so good at this game. It's so crazy.
Yeah. So huge blow there, I think. And I mean, and we're seeing it more and more too, that quality of the quality of coverage across the board has just been dropping more and more and more. Um, so I don't know. Hopefully, someone just picks up Cedric in a big way and they change it. I don't know. Um, Watsy seems to be pulling in some of the big names into like roles that are significant within the organizations. Maybe
Sure.
hopefully they take the opportunity to pick up someone that's going to be just going to do wonderful things for the game. So
No, for sure. Um, I'll let Steven go ahead and make his answer while I read Cedric Phillips' whole statement.
that's a good call.
Yeah, so the question is just something that was kind of bad in this year, right? 2021, something we didn't like as opposed to something that we did, correct?
Correct.
Um, so again, 2020, 2021 kind of melding together here. When was Wilderness Reclamation a card? Was that this year or last year?
Last year.
Last year, fair enough.
That's
But
fine.
that definitely would have been on my like yikes cards. Let me think. I guess I definitely agree with what Dewey's saying. The whole no PT right now and no PT coming back anytime soon. No idea what the future of like higher level competitive Magic looks like is concerning for sure. As a player who really enjoys high level competition and Magic. And I know we're getting the SCG cons are going to be sweet. They're definitely going to kind of fulfill the itch a little bit or whatever. But there's like Larry's said, there's nothing quite like grinding for a PT. It's a nice thing to be able to try and work towards. Fortunately, I'm able to still get enough enjoyment out of the game without that.
Right.
Through just the desire to win and be good at the game is enough to make me still want to play these events. And you can still win money, so there's still that incentive, so that's good. Um, but yeah, that's a huge concern, and I really hope that in 2022 they can address that in some manner. But that was a very rough thing in 2021 was the death really of the competitive Magic scene at the moment. The like professional, just the top end Magic is right now very up in the air. We don't know what that's going to look like in the future, and hopefully they will give us some idea as to what they have planned for the future this year. I don't necessarily care that they get a system going again this year, but I would at least like to know, or at least like to hear some sort of plan for a future system that they have.
Right.
So hopefully that'll happen. But yeah, that was a really bad thing for Magic this year for sure. Trying to think of anything else that I think is particularly bad. Um, I don't think so, really. That was the biggest one for me.
Yeah, 2021 had a few bad things, few good things. I don't really want to like repeat what you guys have already said. I
Yeah, I think we all agree on
uh,
that aspect.
I just I don't I really think like the direction they're on is what's really making like Magic feel like such a big like task for me to accomplish right now.
Mhm.
Like without having anything in place, and I respect NRG as I said for everything that they're doing to try to give us. And now, based on what Cedric is saying in his post, it's making me even more excited about events in the future. Because without having an SCG tour,
Mhm.
that's going to it's going to be very hard for me to fill that void.
Yeah. It's in hiatus indefinitely. Now, there is going on with COVID. They can't create a tournament series, obviously, without the idea of that. Because what if you have just one tournament and then that's the pro tour? I mean, that's the players tour or whatever, and that's the only deciding factor. I get that. I can respect that to some degree. That maybe that's why, but you should say that
Yeah.
the case.
I mean, well, obviously we're being a little
2022 is going to be, I won't say it's a make or break year by any means, but I do have a lot of like visions for it. I'm going to be streaming a more on the regular myself. It's going to, like I said, it's going to vary on what I do stream. A lot of different stuff. We're also going to be focusing on the YouTube page a lot more.